your safety glasses.
Hey, wait a minute. Where are your safety glasses?
Are you really talking to me?
There's nobody else here.
Well, I always wear safety glasses when I can find them.
Yeah, well, maybe you dodged the bullet a few times. Maybe that hot spark or that flying metal chip misses you. Maybe you don't get splashed in the face with some chemical. But is it worth taking that chance? Frankly, I don't think so. Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and I just heard some eye-opening numbers. Or should I say eye-closing. Did you know that on the average there are 1,000 eye injuries a day in workplaces around the country? An accident can happen in the blink of an eye.
Why did I wear my safety glasses that day? I was putting a telephone line in for a customer, and I was pounding a nail into mortar, and as I had hit the nail, it shot out and hit me directly in the eye.
We were working on a project, of course, didn't have safety glasses on, and a piece of resin, hard resin, which is like glass, it's sharp as glass, flew into my eye.
So I kind of panicked, and I ran over and called up my supervisor and said, I'm hurt, I hit my eye with a nail, and I can't see, all I can see were shadows, I think I'm blind.
Now, according to Prevent Blindness America, 1,000 people get hit in the eye at work every day. That's tough stuff. Now, about 250 of them lose their sight, some temporarily, some permanently. Those are scary odds.
Brought me to the hospital, and as I was sitting there, I just kept thinking about, oh my God, I'm not going to ever be able to see out of this eye again, probably, and I started crying. It was very scary.
I know it's something serious because it looked like I was looking through clear tapioca pudding. It was a yellowish, very, very weird, you know, so I was pretty scared at that time.
Now, you only have 2 eyes, no spares. But the good news is you don't have to roll the dice with your eyesight. There are plenty of protective glasses and shields that will save your eyes for important stuff, like seeing.
You know, it's interesting that a lot of people feel that the wear of safety glasses or goggles or shields can actually injure their eyes, and nothing could be further from the truth. There's nothing that safety wear can do except to protect the eyes.
Protective eyewear of any sort are just an important part of a working person's tools, just the same as any other equipment that he or she is going to use. And you need to have the right tool to do the job properly.
I was loading wood in the back of the truck, and when the blade came down, it snapped the wood, flew up and hit my eye. I was glad I was wearing safety glasses. Got a little cut above my eye from the safety glasses, but it's better than losing my eye.
I was working on line 363 on the packer. The table came down and cans fell all over. One can punctured and sprayed into my face. The girl working next to me came over and led me away from my machine, and I washed my face. Had it not been for my glasses, though, I would have been blinded, I would think, because it kind of burned my face, and I know it would have been worse for my eyes.
Leave the eye patches and the bandages for the folks who don't want to take the time to put on their safety glasses or protective eyewear. And I'll tell you something else. Don't think that your regular prescription glasses will do the job in a plant or at the work site. Even if you have plastic lenses or someone told you they're unbreakable. They are breakable, so forget it. If glasses are going to protect your eyes, they need to have this mark on them, Z87. Now that means that they meet the American National Standards Institute criteria for protective eyewear numbered ANSI Z87.1. Now that's a mouthful, so we just called it Z87 for short. It's easy enough to remember, right? Z87.
Well, Z87 is a very important element of safety in general. There's a variety of tests that we have to go through to perform in the standard to make sure that they really do meet those requirements. One is a 1/4-inch steel ball, which is shot through an air rifle gun that travels at 150 feet per second. This impacts the lens. Now, this basically is designed to make sure that the lens is retained into the frame. The safety frame itself has to be able to withstand that impact. Another test would be a test for high mass impact, which is a 500-gram pointed projectile that is dropped from 51.2 inches onto the lens itself. This, in effect, is trying to duplicate what may happen in the outside.
Whoa! Now, without those glasses on, that could really smart. That's why I'd want these between me and all those flying objects. Besides, you have to wear this Z87 eyewear at work anyway. OSHA says so. It's the law.
Well, OSHA does have standards that require eyewear, eye protection, in cases where there are hazards that the worker's exposed to. And that's up to the employer to determine where those hazards are. OSHA's just looking to make sure that workers go home from work every day in the same shape that they came to work in.
I think the most important thing is that we have to be very sincere about our programs. We are specifically making sure that each and every individual has the proper eye protection. The company's thinking that safety is not only an attitude, but it also becomes a culture. It's a culture that we both have to have both on and off the job, but it's something we want our employees to take home with them. It's something we want them to live with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
The right safety glasses and eye shields can save your eyeballs, but they're not going to do you any good in your pocket or sitting on a table, or if they're not kept in good condition. I don't have to tell you where to wear them at work. You probably know that better than I do. The question is, do you wear them?
So I constantly wear my safety glasses or some kind of eye protection, so I won't ever have to have that trauma again.
I was trained in school, shop class, to wear glasses whenever working around power tools, and just a good habit that I learned.
Today, there is a big emphasis on style, on looking good, and no matter what you wear. Safety glasses is no exception. We, over the years, have used different colors. We've borrowed some of the styling techniques from the sports eyewear industry to ensure that the user has less objections and feels better about wearing the equipment because he feels good about wearing them.
You should be wearing glasses with side shields, goggles, or face shields when you're grinding, machining, riveting, nailing, sanding, or standing next to Tim. You wear face shields and goggles around flying sparks, hot molten metal, chemicals that can splash, or standing next to Tim.
We just started digging, and I heard a pop in the ground, and I thought it was something we hit in the ground, but actually it was a hydraulic line that popped on the backhoe, and it blew fluid into my face, and since I had these safety glasses on, it stopped most of the fluid from getting in my eye.
I was unloading pallets from the can feeder. The pallets were cocked in the machine, and I had to jump off my truck and try to pull the pallets out. When I grabbed the pallet, I pulled it, and one of the boards broke loose, and it flipped back and hit me in my safety lenses. It was such an impact that I had a bruise on my nose, but there was no damage whatsoever to my eye.
The funny thing about it is when you don't think you need them, that's probably when you need them the most. When the hydraulic line busted, I never expected to get fluid back in my eyes, so it surprised me, and that's how you can get eye damage, by getting surprised.
In plants that have a lot of debris in the air, like dust or sawdust, smart people always wear goggles. You never have to tell a good welder to wear a hood or welding shield with filter lenses, and when he lifts that hood to check his weld, guess what? He's wearing safety glasses with side shields too. Now, if that seems like overkill, it's not, because you never know when something can fly out at you when your guard is down and your hood is up. I'll tell you another thing about welding. Don't ever look at the glare unless you're wearing the right goggles with filter lenses. Even a peek can result in injury. So why bother? There are all kinds of hazards around this workplace, hazards that can cost you an eye if you're not careful.
A lot of people feel that with all the technology that's come to bear, all the innovations that we've developed, all the new and modern advances of science, that almost anything can be repaired, that we truly do miracles. And indeed, we do a lot of miracles. But in honesty, there's some injuries that are so bad, they're so devastating, that there's nothing that can be done to really improve the situation of these eyes. In my office, I'll see people who have been injured on the job. And these injuries can be a number of different things. People get hit in the eye with a metal rod. They have a chip that flies off a machine and enters the eye. Some people even have chemicals that splash into the eye. And it's really sad to see these kind of injuries happen. Most of them are the result of not wearing protective eyewear. These eyes are lost. They're going to be lost. And they're going to be lost unnecessarily. There's nothing that all of modern medical science can do.
Just that one split second, you could lose your eye.
I heard a pop, and I was startled by a splash in my face.
When I hit the nail on the head, it shot out and hit me directly in the eye.
It's a must. You have to wear your safety glasses out there.
It all comes down to what's the best eyewear for the job. Make the right choice.